excuse me. Kids, welcome back. What do we got for you today? I'm going to go to 8th grade, and then I thought, I got to just finish this Uncle Lou thing with, it was Easter, Thursday, so Sunday, Easter. Uncle Lou, congratulations on the book. I got it. I read it. And he says, oh, thank you. It makes my heart happy. And I said, really nice to have your heart desires come true. You write what you think. You think what you write. You accomplished something fantastic. And then he says, I said, it'll go well for you. He says, no, it's not in the market. And so I said, really? I thought it was in the market. Now he sent to me, my nephew, some friends of his. I said, well, you should maybe consider putting it out there. It could help some people. Maybe, maybe not. And it's up to you. And he says, yeah. And I said, Uncle Lou, I didn't want to go this way, but it comes full circle on something I had said earlier, so it'll be full circle. I said, Uncle Lou, Mom, you know, his sister, we got the ashes. Don, her husband, he was a principal of all things, and it was at Tonto School, Scottsdale School District, anybody that knows that area. So both of them had a request that the ashes we put together at a lake. I can't go there. It's illegal. I'm going to break a law. Sometimes there's the letter of the law, and then there's always the letter of the law. There's always the spirit of the law. It's for us to discern which one we're going to go to. The letter of the law is fine, but then we've got to realize there's the spirit of the law. Just put that on the back shelf. We got me telling him about Mom and Don and how you're invited out. We're going to do it indiscreetly. Ashes in a lake. That's why I can't say the lake. We're going to do it. Anyway, that's a request. I'm going to do it. Somebody got a request from me, and they're made the transition. I'm going to do the best I can in fulfilling it if they ask me, which I'm going to do with the family. So I said, you're invited, Uncle Lou, come on out. And he says, well, when is it? And I said, well, it's April. May 15th, Sunday, we're going to do it. He says, well, and he says, 12, 13, 14, 15, I got something. The refrigerator went out. It's ruined the oak flooring. He's in like South North Carolina. And he said, he's got that. He's going to make sure they're there doing it correctly or whatever. And then he says, besides that, I have to go to my last school reunion. I said, oh, really? Hey, well, where was that? He says the school. I said, that's where I went my first high school out of my other two high schools. And I said, that's where Mom and Dad graduated from. You went to that school? He says, yes, I did. I said, Uncle Lou, do you remember 1970? He says, sure I do. I said, and I didn't tell him these are the questions I said specifically. Uncle Lou, do you remember what happened on the third day in 1970 at that school? He says, oh yeah. The kids, the kids took over the school with bats and chains. And I said, Uncle Lou, that's what I was thinking too. But when I recanted, all I said is, when I recanted, they didn't take over the whole school. It was the principal's office, the cafeteria, and the library. And he says, oh, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, okay. Where were you, Uncle Lou? So you always ask, where were they? Where were you? What do you remember? He says, well, I was living in Bridgewater. He had bought a duplex in Bridgewater, and I helped him with that oak flooring, 3/4 inch. And it's a big puzzle. You had to put it together, not together, but... Yeah. And so I said, well, yeah, Bridgewater. Well, do you remember, when they took over, I told him the 3 places, and I said, do you remember the 10 demands they had? Because I thought maybe that got out. And he said, I didn't know they had demands. I said, yeah, it was, they had 8. That's what I was saying. They had 8, and I thought maybe he would know. But I said, well, I refreshed him. I said, well, the kids wanted Black history, and I was thinking maybe hopefully get the true Black history. And then I said, and then the other demand was that they have better food in the cafeteria. He says, cafeteria? They had the crummiest cheese pizza. And I said, really? I don't remember that, but I remember they had crummy food. That's all I said. And then I said, Uncle Lou, do you remember did you hear about anything that happened after school? He goes, no, I didn't hear anything. That's where I left it. I just said, oh, okay, I was just wondering. I said, well, if you can come on out, they can afford it, no problem. And he just said, nah, I got all these things. I said, that's understandable. I left it at that. So that's all I wanted to say real quick, that how people can be around situations that, you remember, Moon and Bradley, how that all happened. It was negative, very negative, but it came out positive. So I just want to say how things come full circle sometimes. And I don't want to go back there to what I had read, but I said, I'm not editing anything, but if I remember something that was more specific or helpful for somebody, I'm going to have to do it. So we're going to get to that 8th grade, I promise. It's just too critical. I want to get out of school as soon as I can. Well, I did, but in the story mode. We got the nuns, remember? I said that there was the blow up of when she was screaming, "You're going to hell! You're going to hell!" Well, it was more than that. It was when I said Father was sitting in the 1st grade desk the next day and all that. We were in 2nd grade, but we had the same desk size. It wasn't until the 3rd time that Father came in, and the 3rd time was, remember, the baptism, you're going to hell and all that. You know, I couldn't leave that alone. And then the next day, it was when Sister went. We had gone through the Bible, I guess, and it was the last story, which happens to be, anybody knows the story. It was the St. John story, Revelations. Nobody really still today knows what's going on with that. I got my views, but put it on the back shelf. The idea is that John said, no, all the stuff. And then at the end, the very end, which was the memorable part for me, really, at this point, it was any man that would tamper with this book will be stricken from the book of life. I thought that to be a little extreme in my little mind. I'm an innocent kid. I'm 2nd grade. I asked a simple question to Sister. I think she was prepared for me at this point because of, you know, the way her face got real red, her veins stuck out. You know, I think she was able to have maybe a little more control now. I think we get better at that when people push our buttons. You know, kids, how you can push your people. You know, kids, you know, pushing buttons. Come on, you little sister, big sister, brother, mom, dad, guardian. You know how to, kids, you know how to push buttons. Well, you're always pushing buttons, aren't you? So this is I wasn't pushing any buttons. I was just asking a question. I said, Sister, if John said that, does that mean? I mean, in my mind, it was only one book. The Bible is one book, but it has many books in it. I wasn't really realizing that at that time. I was just asking, Sister, does that mean that this book in the past, for him to write that, in the past had maybe been tampered with? She said, calmly, but her face, from the normal face, got very bright red, sort of about as red shirt as Cherub Face when I was arm wrestling him. The face expression was really not quite contorted. She had that control, but the face went really red. And her answer was, she had her hands on the desk saying, no, Uncle Martin, no one has ever tampered with this book. I said, oh, Sister, I was just asking a question. Just asking a question. So she sat down, and that's the next day. Father comes in, had his feet up on the desk, the empty desk, and, you know, he passed out the St. Christopher medals, the feast day, and he's doing this thing. Adam and Eve, of course, no apple. It was just the Cain and Abel, right? And how, same, Cain kills Abel, and then the fear. Remember my 4-year-old year of Mom and Marmaduke not having any fear? So I'm in 2nd grade now. I'm older, and I'm thinking that struck a bell. Cain is fearful of his request was, that's what it was. That's what you did, something very negative. You killed your brother. From now on, the rest of your life, and I remember them living hundreds of years, you would now be able to now wander the earth the rest of your life. And I'm thinking, that's going to be a long time. And then you're going to wander, and then his respect, remember, his fear of questioning, what happens if somebody kills me? And God said, anybody does that negative thing, you're going to have no worries, because it'll be a curse. Curse. God's cursing? A curse upon whoever does it, 7 times 7 to them. Okay, so, that was that. And then it was the next thing of, Father didn't go into that. I think I stopped him because I kind of knew the rest of the story. Because I remember Cain getting mad. Cain got a wife. And I'm thinking, see, I said to Father, when I asked him, I said, Father, there's only 4 of them and all that, and I thought, and he blows up. But it was more than that. It was a working up question. Because I was saying the 4, but I was wrong. There was only 3 of them. Cain, mom, dad. And I'm thinking, the wife, did he marry his mother? Of course not. I mean, I don't think so. So it was like mom, dad, him. He gets a wife. And I was thinking, what was her name? I was thinking, but I didn't ask that. I said, well, Father, who is his wife? And he looks at me. And then I said, and where is the land of Nod? That was the breaking back of the straw. He has his hands on the same desk. You know how I was always pulled from the window in front of the desk for some reason. And here I am sitting in front of the desk looking up at him. And I guess I'm grateful that the oak desk was there, because he has his hands there. And I don't recall other than veins and stuff sticking out, and his face being redder than sisters, and he was not giving me the answer. It was just some kind of, he was yelling something, and I don't remember what it was. It was just the contortion of his face, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to ask any more questions. So I didn't. 3rd grade, no more questions. Remember, Moors, that sister. And then, 4th grade, didn't have any questions for her. All the way down, I didn't, my 1st, 5th grade, I was a altar boy and all that. But that's when things changed, I believe, because I learned all the Latin, how to ring the bell, pour the wine. Some priests took all the wine, and the cup went up when they wanted you to stop pouring. Some priests never let you pour all the wine. And this one priest, he kept putting the cup up and kept pouring. And then he told me later, he says, when I put that cup up, you better stop pouring. And later on, I just put he wanted 1 drop. I think I did 3 drops one time. And that's when he said, if you don't listen to how that cup goes up and you don't stop, you're not going to be an altar boy in I said, okay. And then I just did 1, all water, 1. So all priests have different tastes, like we all do. We all have different tastes on what we want to do, what we feel more comfortable with. So I'm just putting that out there. So I had all the Latin down, took forever, but I learned all the Latin. Then all of a sudden, something happens. It was either that year, the 65 or 66, I don't want to think about it, but it was the question I had. I said, Father, they've changed this whole thing into English. He says, yes, my son, it was because they didn't understand what we were talking about. I said, okay. I said, at that time, I said, Father, I don't think this is right. I think there's a higher, Latin has a higher vibration than English. He says, he wasn't arguing. I find out later with sound on the scale, Latin's higher than English. Okay, I'm not going to go there. No, put it on the back shelf. It does come in later. So the next thing was they changed. See, we were this way. The audience was looking at us, but we were this way at the altar. The altar gets turned around, and now we're looking at the people. And this is the same time period, I believe, right after each other. Could have been the same day, next week, whatever. But these things, two changes happened for me. And I had a question for him, and I said, Father, this doesn't feel right. Why would we be turning the altar around? He says, my son, not only do they not know what we're talking about, but they also feel that we're being rude. Our backs are to them, so we've turned it around so we're facing them. Okay. So I still did all the black masses. Why was it a black mass? I mean, wouldn't it be a white mass? No, it was because all these I don't say old, these ladies with more experience with the veils and all that, dressed in black, I guess they were praying for the poor souls. Their husbands were not going to heaven. They were going to purgatory, whatever it was. So that was the big prayer for them. And I was doing always the black masses. Nobody, Tucky and Tom, weren't putting their hand up for it. I said, and it was always like 5 in the morning, so you had to get up at 4. Maybe that was it. But, you know, did Sundays and all that. And so, I was pretty positive altar boy. And then, so from there it went to, I just didn't feel really positive with it. So when it came to confirmation time, I said, you know what, maybe I should just go fishing. So I went fishing out of the Raritan River and out of the canal. They were close together. See, Millstone, East Millstone, Boy Scouts. Forgot about Boy Scouts. Troop 254. The Beavers! Oh my gosh, you guys are bringing back memories. East Millstone, that's where we went through that. So, that's interesting. You guys are really helpful. So, all of that was going on. Didn't stop me from being an altar boy. Did stop me from getting a confirmation. And then from there, I went right up to 8th grade with being an altar boy. So, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't doing any more masses after my, 5th grade, 2 5th grades, my 6th grade and 7th grade. I was still an altar boy at East Millstone. Just trying to put things together. When I got to 8th grade, no more masses for me. Oh, but the Reverend come in and says, who needs, I need 2 altar boys. And everybody raised their hand. 52 boys. There was half of them were altar boys. Well, the 5 bullies, they were always picked. The Reverend was really happy to see somebody else. He says, Uncle Martin, I want you. And he picked the least negative out of the 5 guys. That's another cute story. I can't go there right now. I want to say this. All I want to get across to you guys, whether you want to be on the negative side, you think you might be positive, fine. It is negative to be on the negative side. It's positive. Is it positive to be on the positive side? It's up to you. You can choose. I'm really concerned about you little mice out there that are just pretty much can't choose hot or cold. And my concern is this, that you have to choose. We're coming up to the times. Everything's getting faster and faster and faster. There's a momentum here. I knew it from when I was in 1st, 2nd grade, and now I know that I'm getting old, more experience. See, how old are you? No, you get more experience as you get more years. See, I'm going to stay with this now. So it's basically you guys in the middle that just cannot choose hot, cold. So if you don't choose hot, cold, and we're getting up to the real big V here, why? Why is a question and an answer, basically. Anything you pick on this planet terrific can be hot or cold, depending on how you use it. Positive or negative, however you use it. Just keeps going that way. It doesn't change. That's the way it goes, kids. So you guys in the middle that are just saying, I'll plant corn. I'll plant weeds. You really don't know the karma. There is no karma. I don't see it. I can't feel it. Well, those guys, you're the ones over here that are eating, drinking, and being merry. There is no tomorrow. No tomorrow. It's just today. Well, it was a good concept. It's a positive concept to think that at the moment, each day, don't dwell on the past. Don't think too much in the future. Just work with the moment. Absolutely. There's so many different ways of looking at things that whatever you look at even could be positive or negative. And it's how we decide to think about it. See, it's a thought. Remember the thought. 1 millionth of a spark of electricity. Make a thought. Yeah. What are you thinking about? What do you think? What do you think? I think, hey, where's that Abina? Come on and have a think. That was a funny movie, wasn't it? Except the cows. But not the cows. And that's another thing. You kill something, you better eat it. I don't think did they have a barbecue? Was anybody barbecuing those cows? I mean, that'd be negative. Have a barbecue, be positive. Unless, I guess it could be, it's positive. It's positive if you're a meat eater. It's negative if you're a breatharian. Actually, those are food groups. I don't want to go there. Meat to breatharianism, I will get to, put it in the back shelf. Meat. who gave the baby meat? Baby doesn't have any teeth. I don't want to go. Just put it on the back shelf. Please, please, please. You guys, I want to stay with the program here. So the guys in the middle, the mice that can't choose hot or cold, and Uncle Martin never said, take hot, take cold. I said, you choose if you want. You have to choose. Middle guys, choose, choose, choose. Hot, cold. If you don't, know what happens? Over the falls, you're going for another boat ride. The boat ride has been a long ride. We've all been on this boat ride, hopefully not too many times. Maybe we have. I don't know. I don't care. I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying. We're getting close to the times. The times are changing. They're getting faster and faster and faster. Look at the universe. It's expanding, expanding, expanding. Everybody tells you that, and it's true. It is expanding. I believe our awareness is expanding, expanding, expanding. And we all have to really choose now if we want to go positive or we want to go negative. That's all I'm saying. Just really choose, guys. It's just a conscious thing that it's time that we all do. And you guys in the middle, corn, 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 weeds, weeds, weeds. I'm really concerned about you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But I'm really concerned. Know what I'm concerned about? That this planet terrific. See, the end times, the end times. That's what I remember in second grade. The end times. It was fear, fear, fear. And I'm thinking, fear? Yeah, and somewhere in that book it said, there's nowhere to go. You can't hide. You can't hide. There's nowhere to hide. You can't hide. Well, what about, and I think, in the cave, and wherever you're hiding, the rocks will come down on you. There's nowhere to hide. Well, I don't know. It's your spaceship, maybe a little higher up or something. We don't want to go there. No way. It's a touchy topic. You know how I feel about touchy topics. I'm not going to even go there. Put it on the back shelf, maybe. We got, you guys at least chose your way. And by the way, hey, if you're on this side, you can jump over here. You can jump over there. You guys in the middle, I'm concerned about just to choose hot or cold. That's all I'm saying. I don't think anybody still understands what I'm saying, so I don't know. Just put it on the back shelf for right now. I'm just saying. What was it? What was that? Starch? Was it Captain Kirk? What do you want from me? Me? What do you want from me? Just choose. Yeah, I like that. He's a good positive actor, I think. So what was that? Alvin. The other cartoon, what was that? What was that? Clyde Crash Cup. Who was this little guy? Receding glasses. Elmer. Leonardo da Vinci. No. See, Clyde Crash Cup had a last name. Did Leonardo have a last name? Somebody give me a note on that, please. Oh, okay. You guys in the middle. Let's put it this way. You guys in the middle. You know about Alvin. Alvin the Chipmunks. Now, you may say you don't know if you like Alvin or Clyde. Choose. Which one do you want? I'm not saying one's positive or negative. I just want you to choose. Which one do you like the whole show? See? All Uncle Martin's saying, I think we can do this. This negative thing about the end times could be negative. But I'm thinking if there's things are positive and negative and we only get, there's the only two choices, a lot of people are saying the end times are negative. It is if it's a catastrophe, like it goes down like Atlantis. What? No Atlantis? I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. I didn't. Well, read Plato maybe. He has something for you. As a matter of fact, there's 5 books I would suggest somebody take it, write this down. Preschoolers, kindergartners, do this. Plato, Pythagoras, Plato, Apollonius. Now, I didn't say baloney. I didn't say abalone. I think maybe that's what they got. Apollonius. Tesla, not the car. Tesla, the guy Tesla. And Ed Lee Scallion. It's a long name. Ed Lee. Just look up Coral Castle. Beautiful. Those 5 books, check it out. You'll learn something. Trust me. Especially Ed Lee Scallion. They still don't know how he did that Coral Castle. It's amazing. You guys you'll love it. So we got all these things coming up to where we get to choose. Uncle Martin's saying it seems to be rather negative to have all this catastrophe happening when maybe there's another way to look at it. I was thinking just yesterday, maybe we can look at it this way. How about this? How about this? If we give out just the last 2 rules of Uncle Martin, I think we might have something here. Do no harm, do no harm, do no harm, and as far as hurting someone's feelings. And the other one would be have no limitation. Oh boy, I think it would be much more positive than what we're working with now. So on that premise, that would mean also, everyone, this is what it would mean, everyone. The cat, the dog, the mouse, we must all come together, eat out of the same bowl without killing each other. I believe we wouldn't have any more war, and we'd have peace on planet Terrific. That's just a thought I had. It's a thought. It's a thought that I have that I believe can happen. If we just have a few more people come together, you know, you can keep your views, make up your mind, and we can come together and eat out of the same bowl without eating each other. See? Because this is the way it works, guys. Cats eat meat, dogs eat meat, mice. You eat meat. I know you don't think so, but you do, mice. I mean, really, a mouse will eat meat. So there's all different ways of looking at things. I'm just trying to put it together where I'm thinking maybe St. Martin had something there. And I'm not trying to be no St. Martin. I was just thinking, hey, man, you know what? I was in first grade. You know, that black and white. Prejudice. Yeah. People still will always have prejudice, no matter what side you're on. Look, you guys are cursing. You know what happens there. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just got to do it a little more. That way karma really comes back to you faster. That's what I was going to say. Whatever you pick, do 100%. Do 100%. You guys are I'm so concerned about. Weeds. You don't know. It's just coming back both. One for me, one for you, one for me. And you don't know really how it comes down. You haven't given, you're giving 100% with corn, weeds, make up your mind, hot, cold, don't care, just pick one. And you guys, you know, again, you can jump over here, you guys can jump over there. Just, I'm not saying go there. You guys, pick one, pick. I'm not getting picky. Peter Piper was picky. I don't know, was it peppers or pickles? Both were pea poppers. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep the cosmic humor here. I know you guys probably don't think I'm even funny. I know, probably both sides. So I'm saying, you can be on either side. You guys over here that are holy joes and all that, you're yeah, positive, you can get there. Negative, you can get there too. You're going to have a different level to go to and all that. But, well, actually, you're not going to make it to the top. You think you do. You can make it to the top, but you're not going to make it by cursing these guys. You got to love these guys. That's what I'm saying. We all have to get together and have, like my dad's last 22 years of his life was love and understanding. I said, Dad, you didn't have that when we were growing up. We got the black belt. See, bro had 3 boys and another kid that was involved. And that's what happened. They were tearing up the house. I said, Dad, these kids need a black belt. He says, love and understanding. I said, no, Dad, they need a black belt. No, I said, and you didn't have love and understanding with us. He says, I've learned that it's best to have love and understanding. He was absolutely correct, and that's what I'm saying to everybody here. Don't curse. Try to bless. You're going to get closer to that side, but yeah, work on it. I'm not saying. And so I'm saying everybody out there, dogs, cats, mice, we got to come together, have the understanding of Love and understanding. You know how forgiveness is tough. Love is almost impossible. But I think we can do it if we pull together here and just stop trying to eat each other. That's all. That's all Uncle Martin's saying. I didn't want to go there. Now, look at it. I ran out of time. Okay, I promise. I'll get back when I get back, whenever. And I'll go to the 8th grade so everybody can be at ease. We're getting closer to high school. You know, we're getting a lot closer. And, you know, then we can get on to the shamans. And I was in corporate. I was the last to go. And, hey, that's pretty good for anybody corporate. I was the last one. And it all deal with fear. It's never ending. Yeah, it's up to us. You're going to accept fear and negative. Positive would... Faith, fear. We get to choose. We get to choose that too. Anyway, just put it on the back shelf. I promise I will do the best I can getting back to say what I'm going to say. And until then, as you know, aloha! And be well.